Hello, this is the TradeSite US Stocks and Futures Market Preview for Monday, the 5th of November, the week beginning and ending the 9th of November. A couple things. We've got the time change this weekend, Saturday going into Sunday here in the US, so everything will shift by an hour. And then Tuesday is election day here in the US, and we have a 2-day Fed meeting that actually starts on Wednesday, I think, because of the election. And so the Fed announcement will be unusually on Thursday. Really interesting. Here's a look at the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form, and I got a little rebound this week after obviously being in sell-off mode here recently. We'll see what that leads to. Let's take a look at a couple of things. So crude oil down 83 cents, new closing low for the last 6 months on crude. That's at least a good sign. Gold down 4 points. S&P cash index actually lost 17.31 on Friday after coming up. It was down Monday, up Tuesday, up Wednesday on a gap, up Thursday, and back down Friday. NASDAQ 100 down 103.88 points on Friday, and kind of an engulfing day, almost outside day down over the last 2 days. By the way, if we gap down, just so you know, if we gap down on Monday, that's going to leave a floating island right there. SOX down 18.92, Biotech's down 8.49. Russell 2000 actually gained 3 points on Friday. The VIX was up 17 cents to 1951. The trend closes at 0.99, puts the 10-day moving average at 1.13. The NASDAQ volume 2.8 billion. Advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ is plus 162. On the New York, negative 397. Google loses 14.49. Apple down 14.74. That's a big loss for Apple. Netflix down 8.28. Amazon exactly even. What are the odds of that? Dead flat on a $1,600 stock. Tesla up $2.13. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, down 1.41. Yikes. Dow Jones down 109. We don't typically look at that much. Goldman Sachs up 2.72, and Facebook down 1.40. All right, so intra-week, let's switch to 10-minute candles and take a look so you can see what happened. So you can see last Friday, the back end of last Friday, we gapped up Monday, eventually sold off, filled, and closed at the low close of the week. Tuesday, early candle was down but came back, rallied, and recovered, and basically we're even for the week at that point. Wednesday's the gap up and a flat day. We closed right where we opened, never filled the gap. Thursday, pretty much a flat opening, drifted sideways and inched up late. Friday, a small gap up and sold off and closed even. Notice that Wednesday's open and Friday's close are about the same number. It's a straight flat line, and for the week we're up about 60 points. Meanwhile, on the NASDAQ, same story, and again, look how flat Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday were after the Monday down day and the Tuesday kind of recovery, and then the gap. That gap, that's interesting. And see, again, if we gap down Monday morning, then that's floating back, a 3-day floating island, and that is not positive for the market if that happens. That's an if, obviously. All right, let's take a look at the economic data that's coming out this week. Like I said, first of all, we've got the time change. Then we've got the elections on Tuesday. Final services PMI here in the U.S. Now, these are off by an hour right now, so it's supposed to be 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time. ISM non-manufacturing PMI at 10 on Monday. JOLTS job openings at 10 on Tuesday. 10-year bond auction at 1. And then on Wednesday, we've got the crude oil inventories an hour into the market. After mortgage delinquencies at some point, 30-year bond auction at 1 in the afternoon, and consumer credit at 3. We've got the weekly initial and continuing jobless claims numbers an hour before the bell on Thursday. Natty gas an hour into the market, and then the Fed announcement at 2, and the Fed statement and the press conference after that. Friday, PPI an hour before the bell, wholesale inventories 30 minutes before the bell, and preliminary University of Michigan sentiment 30 minutes into the market. So, not a ton of stuff, but I think the election will be the focus, obviously, for a lot of people. Tuesday's usually a light day, as everybody's watching the election. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading